to the American Jail Association's first episode of a monthly podcast that we started. I'm Chris Daniels. I'm the Executive Director of AJA. Shaun Klucznik is here with me today. Shaun is AJA's President. Elsie Judon is AJA's President-elect. And then Diana Knapp is AJA's first Vice President. And we are here today to talk about one of the programs that AJA is most known for, and that is the AJA Annual Conference and Jail Expo. We just wrapped one up recently in Fort Worth, Texas. And, you know, most people experience one aspect of the show, and that's the workshops, which are obviously fantastic, but there's so much more that goes on, right? There's the exhibit hall, there's the networking, there's also a lot of governance items that we tackle during conference as well. And so, Shaun, why don't you talk a little bit about what occurs behind the scenes with the governance function at the show?
So when we get to conference, typically first thing we do is spend all day in a board meeting.
Right.
We have the executive committee meeting, then we have the full board meeting. We get a lot of stuff done. We get a lot of decisions made. It almost feels like a wrap up as we gear into like the new year, right? So we get to hammer out any bylaws changes, resolution changes, any legislative issues we're dealing with, anything we need to make a decision on as a board. We sit there and we get it knocked out. I'll be excited to say this year was very efficient, and the meetings sometimes can go really long. But this year we had the opportunity to get our meetings handled quickly, get the business handled, and then we got to attend the conference. So it's pretty cool.
Right. And there's also the annual business meeting now. That is the attendee-facing event that most of our attendees to participate in. You had the experience of jumping up there and being sworn in as our next president.
Yeah, there was no pressure at all. But it was watching it from afar, either as a board member and being an EC member on stage, watching it and participating, raising your right hand, feels different than when you're standing in front of the current president, raising your right hand, and it's like, whew, there's a little pressure here now, right? Mm-hmm. But it's something I've been wanting. I love this association. I love everything we represent, which is the membership. That's what we're here for. So when the two Shauns are done, the Shaun and Shaun show is over. Shaun Laughlin is now the immediate past president. Obviously, I learned a great deal from him and from the entire board last year. But taking that oath and then administering the oath to the new board, I will tell you, AJA should be excited. Membership should be excited. This board is a dream team. I have some real rock stars, two of them sitting right next to me. I'm excited about what we're going to get done this year for the membership. But it was cool. The business meeting's always fun, even when you get to read the fiduciary information into it. But we're a legit nonprofit organization. The association is solvent, and I'm excited for what's coming.
Mm-hmm. And Shaun, I know one of the things we look at the conference is our future leaders, right? And we try to engage attendees in such a way that they see those opportunities. So can you talk a little bit about the opportunities to get involved with AJA's leadership through committee work and things like that? And also, I'm sure everyone would love to know, like, how did you get involved with the leadership of AJA? So,
getting involved in AJA in general was 2007. And that was just attending a class, recognizing the benefit of the association. I work in jail. I don't work in a prison, so I want to keep it focused on jails, local jails, and then realizing that, man, these people have titles and what's going on. I looked into it. I went to the website and actually I avoided the staff and the board. I was looking at the training and the benefits of AJA, and then I did some research and I said, well, what does it take to do this? So I engaged with some of our Shaun Laughlin, as a matter of fact. I said, Shaun, what do you think? Because at my time on iConnect, I interacted with him a little bit. Got to know Sam Davis from hosting classes. And I asked those guys, I said, what do you think if I ran for the board? They're like, well, I think you should. So I ran. Luckily enough, I won the general board. And then after a couple of years, you have to be on the general board for a couple of years, elected. I decided to run for the executive committee as third vice president. And luckily enough, I was able to win that election. And since then, it's here I am. So it's been an absolute honor, and the level of learning as a professional, as an executive in my local agency, I've learned so much, I've enhanced my skill set because of what we do, at home too. So it's been a blessing.
And Elsie, and obviously another huge component are our workshops, right? So could you talk a little bit about our workshops and how broad the topics are, and also tell us a little bit about your first experience at an AJA conference?
Sure. Our workshops are so dynamic that we look for the membership to really drive what it is that AJA will present at our conferences. So those workshops are not just dynamic, but it's relevant to what we're seeing in the field. There are by subject matter experts that have a passion to talk about and share their experiences and knowledges as it relates to the workshop topics. For me, my first inoculation was through one of our leadership academies that we also partner with, and that's the National Jail Leadership Command Academy,
Right.
which is a huge flagship for the American Jail Association. And in that's how I had my connection with the American Jail Association, wanting to be more involved because it was a leadership academy for us, by us.
Right.
And that membership created a long-lasting wanting to share with the membership and others in the field who want to be part of an organization that's great.
Yeah. And with our workshops, we offer something for everyone. I think we're known for that. I think we're known for a very inviting atmosphere as well. One of the things I always hear about our show that distinguishes it from others is just how approachable everyone is and how friendly everyone is and how it's got a different vibe in addition to the top-notch educational opportunities. And our presenters are just excellent. Folks like Sam Davis are just very well known throughout the jail profession. So Diana, would you like to talk a little bit about our exhibit hall? That's certainly a very important component of the show. This year, we sold out the hall again. So that speaks to the value of it as far as the attendees goes and in the industries that support jails across the country.
Yes, thank you. The exhibit hall is always, the staff that we send to conference, that's their favorite part. The workshops are amazing, and we come home with world-class training, of course, but they really get excited about the exhibit hall. It's a big deal for us, for the attendees. Our vendors are excited to be here. The staff who support that endeavor, professional, on point, on time, everything running smooth. Spacious, good accommodations. It's a comfortable place to be. It's a fun place to be. There's always a really good energy in our exhibit hall. It's a good time. It's a great place to go relax, but you're also getting exposed to the latest technology our industry has to offer. Top-of-the-line products, top-of-the-line training and HR services are made available through our vendor population. It's just a terrific platform to ensure that the best information available in our industry is available to our attendees.
Absolutely, and that's information and resources that help with the safety and operations of the jails. It's basically making your job easier. And so to get out and have those conversations with the vendors, you can walk away with a new contact that really could dramatically change how you're operating your jail in a very good way, right? So one of the things we have not talked about, and this is actually probably one of the first things that would come to mind for most people when they think about our conference, is the networking opportunities, right? And so I know, we all experience that in different ways because we have different personalities. And so I'll ask each of you to talk a little bit about networking opportunities at the conference and what you appreciate the most about that.
I'll start. So networking for me is hard, I'll admit. I'm naturally an extreme introvert, so going up and engaging with people is not always easy for me. But in this scenario, I think Diana just said it, or Elsie just said it. It's friendly. It's the atmosphere is friendly. Everybody wants to engage. They want to have conversations. I think one day during the week we had you and I had lunch together with a couple of people from San Diego. They were nothing but positive, talking about the conference, and we've heard the networking opportunities either in the exhibitor hall or just walking through the hallways, even at the Live Eye Connects. People want to engage. And honestly, and I think I may have missed part of your question before, that's an opportunity for us as leaders. And if you want to get more involved and you get on the committee and you realize, you know what, maybe I want to attend NJLCA. Maybe I want to go to more trainings, or maybe I want to run for the board. Those are great opportunities for people that are new members, that are interested in self-development, developing their professional resume. You can list on there, I was on a committee for the American Jail Association. If that's all you want to do, great. If you want to move up, any one of us, you see us or find us on iConnect or email us, any one of us will be happy to put our arm around you and tell you how to do it. There's no perfect plan. Should have mentioned earlier too, when I got elected, it was because everybody kept seeing this poor face on my face on iConnect. I was on there answering questions, engaging, right? I'm much more comfortable engaging behind a keyboard than I am walking around shaking hands. But it's a tool. I was telling, actually, I introduced you to him, somebody I used to work with in one of my former agencies.
I recall that.
Very, very interested in getting more involved. So here's what happened. He went to NJLCA, successful, passed it, good stuff. Got out, got a certified jail manager. Awesome, right? Hey, Shaun, what do I do now? Now you need to get on some committees. Well, what's the best way to do that? What do you want to be on? Is what I asked him. This is a text message. I was at a concert with my daughter and I was texting him. He says, well, I'm interested in this and I'm interested in this. I said, well, here's what I recommend. Go on this committee, go on this committee. Are you interested? Very much so. So I texted the committee chairs. Do you mind adding so-and-so to the committee? By all means. And by the time he got to work the next day, he had emails in his inbox waiting. Hey, you're on the committee. Here's our first meeting. Welcome aboard.
That's great.
Right? So that's perfect. And I envision this individual, I know him very well, is going to be a superstar for our association, and I'm excited about that.
And Elsie, if you could speak to the value of networking too, and the relationships you form, in addition to talking a little bit about some of your favorite networking opportunities at the conference.
Absolutely. I'll start off with the iConnect aspect of it, which is our online platform, right? So you meet all of these wonderful people with these brilliant ideas online,
right,
and never get a chance to see them in person.
Right.
And you get that opportunity at a conference. So it's typically, hey, I wonder who that Shaun Klucznik guy is. And you come to conference and guess what? You're shoulder to shoulder with that Shaun Klucznik guy who's probably the leaderboard on iConnect.
Right.
And it's such a great opportunity because we do know and we recognize that some of our professionals, we engage with them more, whether it's online, through webinars, through different trainings that we may take or online platforms. And now when you come to the conference, you actually get an opportunity to connect. It's like one big reunion with your peers across the nation.
Right.
So you get a chance to not just meet that person that has been helping you along the way, but you also thank them in person for what they've done for you at your home base.
Yeah.
Right. So, and in addition to that, you get an opportunity to meet new people. And in doing so, you find out what they're passionate about and what they want to do and say, you know what? I know someone, Diana Knapp, she's really passionate in this regard. Come over here with me and I'll introduce you to her.
Right.
And those how relationships are formed. And conferences allow you to do that every single day, whether it's in a setting, in a session where you're learning from one another or at one of the afternoon events. It's opportunities after opportunity to be able to network and extend your network of friends and professions.
Yeah, the new contacts are phenomenal, right? For me, it's just awesome to have conversations with past presidents who were president 10, 20 years ago, right? And we always have several of them here. And I had an opportunity to talk and take a photo of 6 of them at this last conference at the same time. And to me, that's just awesome. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
So, Diana, what about you? Have any long-term relationships you've formed at conference through networking, people you look forward to seeing at conference every year who maybe you stay in touch with throughout the year?
It has just been an amazing experience for me, truly. I want to piggyback off of what Elsie said. I got involved because I went to JEI, went to the Jail Executive Institute, and that led to my involvement in AJA. And the friendships I established that came out of that, the professional partnerships with Dr. Mark Poxall, who's connected to the University of Nebraska Omaha through that program. It has just been amazing, up and down the East Coast, West Coast, Midwest, and the takeaway, in addition to everything that Elsie said, the takeaway, in addition to the warmth and receptivity that you get from everyone, is that no matter the size of your jail, 20 beds, 2,000 beds, you're dealing with the same problems. And it's encouraging to listen to how other people are dealing with the same things that are causing you frustrations, and they're finding solutions to tackle them. And you come out of conference here with phenomenal ideas that are actionable, things that you can do, not even just long-term, but things that you can do immediately upon return. And that's my takeaway I come out of every workshop with some great idea from some other person trying to do the same thing I'm trying to do in Oregon or Idaho or California or Maine. And so that has really been just the greatest thing for me is you feel a lot less alone.
Right. And another important aspect of the conference, graduating some folks. You've both mentioned the Jail Executive Institute. We recognize the NJLCA graduates as well. We recognize certifications. We have a lot of conversations about certifications that are available at the conference. So it's a really good opportunity to kind of shine the spotlight on best practices at the conference and to talk about and to recognize folks at our awards banquet as well. So talk a little bit about the awards banquet, Shaun. You were kind of the MC at the awards banquet this past conference.
So going back to what I said earlier, being on stage is always fun for me. But actually, that was fun.
Yeah.
That was awesome. Sharing a stage with Bob Barker Sr., an icon in corrections, right, was awesome. I got to recognize some really talented professionals on the stage.
Including someone from your own agency.
Yes, sir. Corporal Vinny Cruz was the trainer of the year for American Jail Association this year. So I've worked with Vinny in that same agency I mentioned earlier before. I actually worked for him at a corrections academy teaching. He was a coordinator, and now he's worked with us. And the best part about Vinny is he's good to go. That's his motto. He's making sure that his trainees, no matter who he's training, all the way up to the sheriff, are good to go. Clear on the instruction, and they understand, and he handles it. And what's really cool, and I'll say this, from a jail perspective, this is not always the case, but luckily for me and my agency at home, we have that culture. He's the corporal over the training unit, and when he got notified, the same week he got notified that he won our award, he was also appointed to the rank of corporal. And part of the reason why it happened was the law enforcement guys that he works with, the law enforcement only guys, said, you know what? I want that jail guy to be our boss. I want him to lead this group. So it was almost an election for him, which is really cool. And he's hopefully you get to see the video, watch the video, right? You could tell he was proud. Mm-hmm. His wife was in the crowd. His daughter, who technically outranks him back home, was in the crowd. But our sheriff was there, and we got to share that moment. But what a night. It's fun. Definitely, I think that's the highlight of the conference, to be honest with you. It's a good party. So, Yep.
So another important aspect of the conference, at least from a popularity perspective, are the jail tours, right? People love the jail tours. I don't think I've been to a conference where the jail tours didn't completely book up, right?
Quickly.
So very
Really quick,
quickly.
yeah.
So it is a very popular aspect of the show. And, certainly it's an opportunity for the host agency to put some shine out there and show off their jails. And it's a great recruitment and retention opportunity for them as well. So, Elsie, have you been on any of the jail tours?
Yes, I have. And they have been just absolutely amazing. What you get to do when you attend the jail tours is look at someone else's home. Right? You're invited into someone else's behind the wall and see the different programming that they have. And you get to go into someone else's home and to see how they decorate, per se, and take back some of those tools of the trade back to your home industry. So it's always a great opportunity to go on a jail tour because you get to see how someone else operates and some of the tools that they use. And a lot of times there's some tools that you can take back home and say, you know what, I like how they did that. I want to take that back home. And in this industry, we don't steal. We just share the different resources. So it's an opportunity to share some resources and come back with some great experience.
Mm-hmm. Those are great observations. Diana, I know you've participated in jail tours as well in the past. Anything to add to that?
I think it's a great opportunity for you to take back ideas to your agency that may not cost you anything to implement, but can greatly improve your operation, improve safety for your staff, improve living conditions for your inmates. It does sell out quickly, and our staff always try to get signed up right away to make sure they can get in.
Yeah, and I think that speaks to one of the tremendous values of being a member of AJA is just what you pick up from other agencies and colleagues within the profession. It can be a tremendous time saver, right? I think often when we struggle with something, we get in our heads about it. And the fact of the matter is there's probably many jails across the country who've already tackled that same problem. And so through networking at our conference and going on these jail tours, you can just pick up so many great tips, right? So thank you for joining us for our very first podcast. Next year, we're in Milwaukee, Wisconsin in May, and I hope to see you there.